Hi, Caroline Hart here, Kent Life Coach. My question today is, do you feel anxious about feeling anxious? This is something that I found comes up quite often with my clients is people who suffer with anxiety, the bit that they really feel anxious about is the feeling of being anxious. So the anxiety sort of can come from anything, but it's not really about the thing. It's about the feeling that they feel, and their fear of this feeling, the fear of the feeling of anxiety, the fear of their physical experience. And this obviously then makes the anxiety worse. So if you have feelings that you're uncomfortable with, but then you're frightened of the feelings, then that creates more feelings that you're uncomfortable with, and then you get frightened of those, and then it increases and it increases and it increases, and it just gets so intense and unbearable for some people. And I found one of the things that can really help is understanding what's going on in your body. If you get a sense of actually what is happening, what these feelings are about, and you understand that, then you don't need to fear it anymore. In fact, you could even maybe become curious about the feelings and be curious about what you're feeling. But of course, if there isn't a fear of the feeling, then that really reduces the anxiety. Because if you can just feel the feeling and go, oh, that's what I'm feeling. Oh gosh, that's what's going on. That's what my body's doing. And be curious and interested in the experience that you're experiencing, then you just have that one experience. Whereas if you have been feeling the feeling, then fearing the feeling, and then fearing the fear of the feeling, and then it builds up and up and up and up and up, that's a whole different thing. So today, if I can, I'd like to share with you what's happening in your body. I'd like to give you this information that hopefully can help you to not fear the anxiety in itself, not feel anxious about feeling anxious. And if this small bit of information can make a difference to you and how you've been feeling, then brilliant. So what does happen in our bodies when we're feeling anxious? Excuse me. Imagine getting a cough in the middle of a video presentation. Anyway, back on topic. So when we feel anxious, what goes on? So one of the things that goes on is our body releases cortisol, which is our stress hormone, which in and of itself is not a bad thing. Nothing your body does is terrible, but sometimes it creates feelings that we can feel less secure about. So we need this if we were in a fight or flight situation, if we were about to face a lion, we'd want that shot of cortisol because it gives us a boost of energy. Cortisol is also something that wakes us up in the morning. You know, it's part of our body being a great body. But of course, what we're talking about is when it's firing off disproportionately. So cortisol fires in your body, and then we get a hit of adrenaline. So you get that, you know, that feeling, that's the adrenaline kicking in, because your body, if it's decided to have a trigger that makes it feel anxious for some reason, it's responding, it's in its fight or flight mode. It's responding as if you're about to fight a lion or something. So it's giving you the adrenaline, which is a beautiful shot of energy that will enable you, if you need to run really quickly or to fight or to do amazing things. So again, your body is not on a self-destruct. It's actually trying to give you the tools it thinks you need. It's just sometimes nowadays in our society, we don't very often face lions, you know, and let's face it, if you're in Britain now, it's unlikely you're going to face a lion too. So yeah, these are just things that is just human nature. This is just evolution. It's just the core of being human, which is survival. So that adrenaline can make you feel jittery. It can make you feel shaky. It can, you know, but that's all it is. It's just a hit of adrenaline. It's not your body corrupting. That's all it is. So the other thing that happens is our body changes. So again, your body prepares you for a challenging situation. So your blood thickens, your blood gets thicker. So when your heart starts to have to work and you feel this, that sometimes it can feel like your heart's about to jump out your skin, you know, and like something awful's going on. I mean, of course, if you're having this regularly, please make sure you get a medical check just to make sure you have a super healthy heart. But as a rule, this is just your heart beating a bit faster, responding to the situation, and it's having to pump a bit harder because your blood's thickened. Because if you were going to face a lion or have to run fast, there's a chance you could get cut or injured. So your blood thickens so it will clot. That's all. So your blood's just thickening so it will clot. Again, your body is looking after you. Then, of course, the blood goes to the extremities because it's an emergency situation. So your body doesn't want to waste energy digesting food and in the core of yourself. It goes to your extremities. So again, sometimes we can feel sick. People with a lot of anxiety may have stomach issues. And this is all just because your body is going, right, I actually need to have the energy on the outside and be looking after the external. So you can get hot flushes or you can get cold flushes. These things can happen as your blood rushes to the surface and everything's moving about in a different way in your body. Again, just your body preparing. Nothing to fear, just your body doing what a body does. This is just the chemistry set of being human and physiology. That's all. That's all. So again, it might be interesting to be curious and go, oh, did I feel that shot of adrenaline? Do I feel that cortisol? Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness, my heart. Have I noticed that I'm feeling hot or cold? And just become curious about your experience because that can be really helpful. It is just your body being a body. And knowing that, certainly for me, because I don't often share this, but once I struggled massively with anxiety, like really massively. I had ambulances come to planes when I landed because I had huge panic attacks. It's certainly a state that I've done very, very well in my time. So it's something I'm familiar with on a personal level, not just a professional level. Of course, I've done it so well, I don't need to do it anymore. But one of the things that definitely helped me move past this time of anxiety was understanding what was going on and knowing that it's just chemistry, it's just physiology. And of course, once we don't fear or feel anxious about the feeling of anxiety, we just feel the initial feeling and we don't then charge it up with that, oh my goodness, what's happening to me? And then more of it happens and oh my goodness, what's happening to me? And then more of it happens before we feel like we just don't know where we're going. So the other section of this is about how it changes your brain. So you must have noticed if anybody tries to reason with you when you're feeling really, really anxious, or if you've tried to reason with somebody else, if you're watching this to support somebody that you know that has anxiety, you can't rationalise with them. It just doesn't happen. And this is because the brain changes as well. So again, if you were going to fight the lion, you don't want to be rationalising and reasoning with the lion. You don't want to be trying to go, now, you don't want to gobble me up. I won't be very tasty. It's not going to work. So the brain shuts down those parts of your brain. It just goes into what they call the reptilian brain, the one cortex of the brain, which just does primal instinct, primal survival. So at this point, rationalisation, reason isn't going to work. It's just not going to work. So you need to wait till the body's rebalanced, till that cortisol hits drop down to enable you to go back to rational thought. So it's just a case of bearing with and allowing the moment to pass before you start trying to make decisions and think, which is why if you're somebody that's been suffering with anxiety a lot, actually you feel like you can't think, you feel like you can't make good decisions, and it sort of fits. But again, if you understand what's happening and you recognise that actually I need to wait a moment, I would need to wait for this to pass, because it does pass, then you can get to a position where you can think more clearly and make decisions. There are certain things you can do to help it disperse. Obviously, your body is getting ready for a physical response, fight or flight. So to do something physical will help this cortisol to disperse. So running, press ups, star jumps, anything physical will make a difference. Go swimming, move your body in some way will make a difference and help release it. So a lot of people that experience anxiety find that exercise helps. But of course, it's about getting the balance right as well, making sure that you don't do it to extremes so your body again feels challenged and exhausted. So hopefully today's little clip on feeling anxious about being anxious may help you to maybe just be okay with the feeling of anxiety. Be okay with your body being a body and maybe become a little bit curious about it rather than fearful. And I hope that can make a difference for you. I know it's made a difference for me, and I know sharing this with clients has made a difference for them over and over. So I'd love to hear the impact it has for you. And if you've got any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you. Caroline Hart, Ken Life Coach.